Coming up in this week's rum show, we are looking at Veritas as a decent white rum, or Probitas if you're over in the Americas, like America, Canada, all those kind of places. This week's flavoured rum of the week, or spiced rum, or whatever you want to call it, we're going for Honeybell, so honey rum. I'm really looking forward to trying that. And then this week's mixer of the week, we are going Rubicon Guava. I want to kind of see how that works with some rum cocktails. So, welcome back. This is show number 5. I just had to double check there. Of course, it is show number 5. Thank you so much for all the feedback so far. If you have got any feedback, don't leave it in the live comments when it's premiering. Leave it in the comments below so I can see them easy. I have to trawl back through any comments on the live stream or the premiere stream, I should say. So if you've got feedback or rums you want me to feature in the future, any kind of comments that will kind of help bring this to a broader audience, leave it in the proper comments below, because I kind of want to see from there. Again, if you've got any brands that you want me to feature, anything at all, any spiced rum, normal rum, flavoured rum, any brands that you want me to feature on here, again, let me know in the comments below. And one last favour, if you are watching this for the first time, if you're new to me, make sure you hit that subscribe button. But the best thing you can do, do you know what? The absolutely best thing you can do is tell your friends all about it as well. Because what's better than just having yourself on the rum journey is bringing your friends and your family along with you. So if you kind of want to have fun with rum together, tell your friends, let's all tune in. I've got various content throughout the week to kind of help you, whether it's sort of just out and out rum cocktails, or simple serves, a live show on Sunday with tiki stuff, or this show where we kind of review you. I've got plenty of cocktail to help you on the rum journey. So let's crack on with the rums. Let's get on with it. The first one, we are going Veritas. Veritas or Probitas in the US and Canada. I keep calling it Prohibitas for some reason. I don't know why. I think there should be an H in there. Sounds better to me in my head. But we've got Veritas anyway. I can't remember which way round it is, but the reason why there's the name change between the UK or Europe and the US is that I can't remember which way, but the one of the names is trademarked in one of the countries. So it's either Veritas is trademarked in the US, which I think that's the right way. I'm not sure, but I really don't know. So either Veritas is trademarked in the US or Probitas is trademarked in the UK. I don't know which way round it is. I didn't actually look at that bit, to be fair, but that's why we've got two different names. But it's essentially a white rum. Now, the thing I kind of want to note with white rums, they get very much overlooked, especially by me, to be fair. But I think in general, because we kind of, it all stems, and I know where it sort of comes from, so we all stem it from sort of Bacardi and maybe to a certain extent Havana 3-year-old, because we kind of associate them with the go-to white rums, especially in the UK, for the mass market, if you like. So when it comes to rum for cocktails, we instantly, and I say we, me, but I'm guessing this is kind of true for a lot of people as well, we would instantly go up to the kind of aged rums, the darker rums that was in oak barrels, bourbon barrels, whatever kind of barrels, cognac barrels, and got those kind of characteristics from there, because in our heads we don't think white rums have those characteristics. But the truth is, most white rums are aged. The only one that I'm pretty sure, and I don't know how long the age is, but the only one that's kind of a lesser age in my head is Bacardi. And I think that, I don't know, to be honest. Without actually saying, I don't know how long Bacardi is aged for at all. But like Havana 3-year-old, Havana is aged, obviously, for 3 years. We've got Flor de Caña, which is aged for 4 years. We've got El Dorado, which is aged for 3 years. Barcello up there, Plantation 3 stars. They are all aged. They're just properly charcoal filtered to take away all those characteristics, or the colours, I should say, from the aging process, the barrels. And that's sort of similar with this Veritas. Let me give you a close-up there. Kind of, can you see the colour of that? I think you should be able to see the colour of that. So there we go. I haven't got the close-up camera today, so I'm hoping that sort of focuses pretty well. Get my face behind it, or focus on the bottle. So it's kind of got this grassy kind of hue to the thing. And I think that's the thing. I think white rums, as I say, they do get overlooked when actually they've got a hell of a lot of character to them, especially this. I mean, Plantation 3 stars is one of my favourite white rums for a daiquiri, as a plain kind of no frills, no spills, just a really, really good classic daiquiri. El Dorado 3-year-old kind of brings an opposite kind of, for me, sort of chocolatey coffee notes to a daiquiri, whereas that gives you a nice kind of fresh, fruity kind of daiquiri. So that's kind of why I think white rums are kind of not spoken about too much, or not really made a big deal about them. But I think that kind of does need to change, because when we get into this is an absolute beast. I had this for the first time, I want to say 2020 actually. I want to say early 2020. I don't even know how long this has been out now actually, but let's just go into this, to be fair. So Veritas, what is it? Why do we get so excited about it in the rum world? Well, simply because it's a collaboration between Foursquare and Hamden. It's actually Richard Seale from Foursquare that has actually blended this and put this together. So we've got two of the biggest players in the rum world have come together to create a phenomenal kind of white rum. Sorry, I'm forgetting about Richard Seale's other one, Dawley's. That's a Foursquare brand as well. So that will be their lower end of a Foursquare brand. So this is nothing, that is nothing compared to what this is. So that's why in the rum world the community is getting all excited about this. We've got kind of the funkiness from a Jamaican rum with the sort of characteristics, the fun fruitiness of a Bayesian rum there. And we know where Richard Seale is involved, nothing is going to get added to the rums. Richard Seale is all about whatever you distill, whatever you age, blended up, that's it. Nothing is added to it at all in the slightest. And that's what kind of Foursquare rums are all about. So there is a lot of hype about this rum in the rum community. Now I have got a bit of marketing blurb here. I think this actually came off Specialty Brands, who imports this to the UK. I think this is their kind of thing. Now, Veritas, what does Veritas mean? It's Latin for truth. That's where that comes from. So what Probitas means, I don't know. I should have looked at that, but there we go. So that's kind of, Veritas will be irrelevant for you guys in the US and Canada, but I should have looked at that, to be fair. Sorry, my bad. Right. So let me give you the speciality brands kind of speak for this. Veritas, truth in Latin, is what happens when two of the Caribbean's most renowned distilleries come together and collaborate. Foursquare Distillery in Barbados, Hamden Estate in Jamaica. So Foursquare, Hamden, there we go. Is that on? Yeah, that's on camera. So there we've got a bit of Foursquare. Real McCoy's Foursquare, plus Foursquare have also got Foursquare brand as well. A game changer in the world of white rum, Veritas is a harmonious blend of traditional coffee still and pot still rums from Foursquare. So coffee and pot still rums from Foursquare, and an unaged rum from a double retort pot still from Hamden. So Jamaica is very much known for its pot stills, and they kind of create that sort of funkiness. And Jamaican rums in general have this sort of funkiness, banana, sort of ripe banana kind of vibe going on. That's the best way to describe that. But Jamaican are very, very different. So we've got coffee and pot still rums from Foursquare, and unaged rum from double retort pot still from Hamden. Now, the one thing I will say about this, I completely forgot, because when it says unaged rum from Hamden, I'm assuming, probably quite rightly, that the Foursquare rums are aged. And I don't know. I didn't look. I couldn't see. Obviously, I've just cut and pasted this and it's not anywhere. So there will be aged rums in here, I'm pretty sure of. All right. There must be, to kind of get that sort of hue going on if the Hamden one is unaged. Right, perfectly stilled and blended without any additions, this beautifully full-bodied and aromatic rum is perfect for all manner of cocktails. Bottled at here's the beast, bottled at 47% ABV, so 94% proof. Bottled at 47% ABV, Veritas has forgone with filtration and additives, and instead showcases the quality of production, letting the quality of the rum shine through. That, in a nutshell, is what it's what Hamden's all about as well. But that, in a nutshell, is what Richard Seale is all about. No flavours, no colours, no additives, no nothing. Let's distill sugarcane or molasses or whatever comes off the still. Let's age it, and then let's get a few barrels together and blend it. That is what Foursquare are renowned for. Okay, and that's not slagging off any other rums, but a lot of rums are kind of, there's a lot of sugars added, there's a lot of different aging processes added. Rightly or wrongly, that's a whole debate for the geeks. You know, we're not here to be that. I'm just showing you the difference. All right, so this is what happens when you get a distiller or a blender or whatever you want to call him, the caliber of Richard Seale. This is kind of what happens. All right. So let's sort of dive into the tasting notes. Now, the one thing I kind of want to say for this, the very first time, I've actually got a little bit here. Sorry. The first time, I had to have a little refresher, did I? I have had this before. I should have really done that, but I did. The first time I tasted this last year, I instantly thought it was an agricole rum. They're the notes that come off it for me. I want to sort of say grassy aromas, bit of the funkiness from sort of Jamaican from there, but I kind of associated it as an agricole. I thought it was an agricole until I looked at it properly. But I'll run you through. So this is the Speciality's official kind of tasting notes going off here. Nose-wise, we'll get into the nose first. Buttercream icing, banana cream, golden delicious apples with dried pineapple. Fresh and intensely fruity with a background of whipped cream. Whoever at Speciality likes their cream, I'm not saying, but there we go. Someone's got a penchant for cream at Speciality. Background of whipped cream. Spicy and oily notes develop along with green leaves. Now, it's those green leaves, it's that bit that I get a lot. I do not get banana cream. I don't get cream at all. I get a very, very subtle hint of pineapple, not too much. It's the kind of grassy appley vibe going on from there. And I mean, this has been the whole reason I poured this out originally, is I kind of wanted to let it sit there for a bit just to kind of see if I could pick up any more aromas. But I can't. I do not get the buttercream icing. I don't get the cream. I don't get banana cream. I don't get the whipped cream. Spicy and oily. Maybe spicy, maybe. But for me, it's just those grassy notes and sort of apple notes. That's what I get off there. Right, here's the bit. Palate. Soft, sweet and fruity. The pineapple from the nose returns. Well, yeah, I got a tiny bit, so we'll see if it comes out in the tasting. Along with freshly sliced pineapple, overripe bananas, white wine poached pears, pear drops, white chocolate. But here's the interesting thing for me. This is really bonkers, this bit. Darker notes of warm engines. That has got to be a typo that no one auto-corrected. Not me, I've just cut and pasted it. Darker notes of warm engines, licorice and clove with woody spice developed. So let's get on to the tasting. Now, as I say, I have had a little taste of this just before shooting, because as it's a stronger rum, I kind of needed to get my palate to acclimatise to it a little bit, because we are not used to these big bold rums in the UK. Most of the rums we would use for cocktails and that are roughly 40%, except for the overproofs, the gunpowder proofs. 40, where are we? 43 for that one, but 42, Fiji's got to be 40. You know, the Havanas are 40, the Picardis are 40, the Eldorados are 40, even the 12-year-old is 40, you know, 40, Appleton 40, 43 for the Appleton estate. You know, Chairman's 40. We don't really go up too much in ABV unless we go Navy strength or overproof or whatever. So to get a standard 47%, you know, you might think it's only 7%, but it does carry a hell of an alcohol kind of, a nice, not an ethanol, not kind of like, oh my God, you know, I'm talking a lovely sort of alcohol burn. You kind of need to let your palate acclimatise to that a little bit more. Now, for me, do I get any of those tasting notes? I get a tiny bit of pineapple, but I don't get banana, I don't get pear. As I say, I'm associating with apples. It might be pear, but I do really associate with apple. I don't get the chocolate. But what I do get on the finish, which is bang on, not the flipping warm engines. I don't know where the warm engines comes from, but I do get, not the licorice actually, I get the clove and the woody kind of spices from that. And that will sort of come, it has to be an aged rum. I'm really sorry if it's not, but there has to be aged elements to this. There has to be. Because that's kind of what I get. I get the oaky kind of woody, smoky kind of vibes going off in that. And that coupled together, for me, it doesn't taste like an agricole. It doesn't. Like at the time of filming tomorrow's live show, we're going in agricole cocktails, and they're going to be a completely and utterly different ball game to this. It's the first impression I get is an agricole. Off this, I get a little bit of Foursquare, but quite a lot of Jamaican. I get that Jamaican funk coming off it, but it is glorious. Bit tropical, bit grassy, bit sort of green fruit, appley. Honestly, it's a stunning, stunning rum. Really, really is. A little bit more expensive, but obviously it's 47. But you know, when you get something that good, of course it's going to be a little bit more expensive. The finish, buttery start to finish with dark caramel and clove building slowly, butterscotch and mint linger. Again, I don't get the mint. I don't know where that's come from. Oh, butterscotch, I've been thinking about this. Butterscotch and caramel. I did associate it with toffee. I know they're roughly kind of similar things, but that's kind of the finish for me. Sort of toffee, spicy toffee, with the banana going down there a little bit. Do you know what? That might be it. It might be sort of banoffee. That's kind of what I'm getting, actually, thinking about it now. The pineapple sort of dies on the finish. Maybe it's the banana sort of comes through in the finish. But it's one of those that just sits there for ages and ages and ages in your throat. You know, I've had that now a couple of minutes in my throat, and I can still get little taste sensations bouncing off the sides of my esophagus. There we go. There's a posh word. But I tell you, that's the best way to taste these rums. Anything stronger like that, have a mouthful. Let it kill your palate. You know, it is the first taste you're going to have. Let it kill your palate. Once you're kind of acclimatized, you know, let that sort of digest, let it go down. Then you get to tasting it again, because the second and third, probably third and fourth mouthfuls you're going to have, that's when you get all the characteristics. You are never ever going to pick them out on the first one. So let your palate acclimatise. Once you do that, it's an absolutely stunning rum. Right then, so I've just filmed the cutaway for my membership community, 3 exclusive cocktails. These are absolutely stunning. So you'll be able to get hold of those straight after this. That drops in my membership community videos, and the recipes will be in the private part of my Discord server. Amazing, amazing cocktails. You are really, really going to enjoy them. Bearing in mind, they are a little bit fun and fruity, but very much rum forward. We are not going massive. In fact, 2 of them haven't even got sugar in them at all. To kind of let the rum do the work. Now, the important bit, that's my daiquiri ready to go. I am going to be making a cocktail for you with these, with Veritas as well. So I'm going to be doing that straight after this. But I kind of want to get onto the tasting. I'm not overly convinced that Veritas would be a rum that you would have as a highball. But I don't know. Why? I don't know. I mean, the Cuba Libre, let's be honest, sort of like Bacardi or a Havana with Coke is like a go-to. So why would you not have Veritas with a cola? Now, here's another question for you as well. How many of you really, really vehemently dislike Pepsi? Because I had a lot of banter last week about using substandard products. Bearing in mind that the sugar base from that is exactly the same as the sugar base from that. They're literally made over the road from each other, Pepsi and El Dorado. It's DDL sugar that goes into Pepsi. So what was the hatred above Pepsi? I mean, I grew up on Pepsi. I do drink Coke now. As I said last week, I can only get Coke cans with 24 packs with flipping Santa Claus on them. And I don't want to be, as I don't really drink Coke, I didn't want to be rocking Santa Claus out next June. So I just got an 8-pack of Pepsi just until I could get smaller packs of cola again. But why did we dislike Pepsi so much? Anyway, so we've got rum and a cola, Veritas with cola. Oh, that's actually really, oh, hello. That's a Cuba Libre to a whole new level. I could get flipping used to drinking that. Wow, that's really surprised me actually. I could get proper used to drinking that. That is proper tasty. The rum really does come through there. Amazing. I don't know why I wasn't expecting that at all. So Veritas and ginger ale. It's where I start to get a bit bloaty, a bit right. Ginger. Spilling it all down me. That's quite nice as well. I prefer the cola. Just a little funny aftertaste on that. I do prefer the cola. I do. Oh, wrong one. Ginger ale. That's next. Spiced orange ginger ale. It's just I can't quite pinpoint it. It's a little sort of funny sort of aftertaste going on with the Canada Dry. ginger ale. Now we're going for Veritas Spiced Orange ginger ale. We love that stuff. That stuff's so good. Again, there's that little funny aftertaste coming off it. It's the rum that's the aftertaste. Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of that. The gingers, right? Ginger beer. I think this might be my last can for a while. I'll have to swap. I might swap different ginger beers. This is my ginger beer though. It's less carbs, less. It's not the word I'm looking for. Less gassy, less sugar, less gassy. So I'll get this. I'll get next week's done out of this as well because I'm double filming today. But we shall see. Right, Veritas and ginger beer. Oh, see, now that does work. Again, isn't that funny? Like, I can't remember which one it was now, but one of the rums last week didn't work with ginger, but worked with ginger beer, or ginger ale, I should say, worked with ginger beer. And then the other one didn't work with ginger beer, but it was really, really good with ginger ale. That's really nice. I prefer the cola. The cola is by far and away my best serve. Yeah, head and shoulders. That is a stunning rum and coke. But rum and ginger beer I'd definitely put next. Right. Now, straight up a daiquiri. Straight up dac. Oh my God. Rum, lime, sugar. 2, 1, half. Oh dear God, that is so good. Now, very quickly, I'm going to move on to the cocktail because the cocktail is it's the Gayle Seale Daiquiri I've done. I forget who invented this, but this was invented for Gayle Seale. Gayle's obviously Richard's missus. She's lovely. So yeah, this is the Gayle Seale Daiquiri that we're going to do for you. Oh, that is so good. Right then. So ingredients. I'll do it on the fly so we've got it. So we're going to do that. 60 ml double bubble of Veritas. There we go. So 60 ml of that. 22.5 ml of lime juice. So 3/4 of an ounce. Oh, we are just slightly under, but never fear. Never fear. I'll top that. I just didn't want to use a little jug, a big jug on screen. 22.5 ml of lime juice. I prepped so much lime juice. You can see all the husks and all that down here. So 60 ml, 22.5 ml. We are going for 15 ml of Falernum. And this is the one of the sweeteners in here. So 15 ml, half an ounce of Falernum. Here we go. So Falernum, you should know this, but Falernum's kind of like it's an alcoholic syrup essentially. Lime, nutty, almondy, sort of hints of ginger in there. Really, really good. We want a little bit of sugar. So running through the ingredients again in a second. Just want 7.5 ml of sugar. There we go, 7.5 ml of sugar. And then this one calls for 3 dashes of Angostura bitters. All right. So the recipe for this will be in the show description below. I say those recipes will be in my Discord. All right. So 3 dashes. 1, 2, 3. Right. So ingredients: 60 ml of that, 22.5 ml of lime, 15 ml of Falernum, 7.5 ml of plain sugar, 3 dashes of Angostura bitters. So ice, plenty of ice. Good hard fast shake. Right, that'll do. Quick power shake. Lovely colour. I've got a Nick and Nora glass put to one side. There we go. And then we're just gonna double strain. Double bubble strain. Double strain. Look at the colour of that. It's nothing better than a Nick and Nora glass. I want a whole load more of Nick and Nora glass. They're flipping expensive. That's the only thing. Just want the whole, and you kind of have to buy like 4 of them. I don't want 4. I just want 1. Right, and there we go. So this is the Gayle Seale Daiquiri, the GSD. When you don't add much sweetness, and just let that rum do the work. The rum needs a tiny bit of sweetness. Oh dear God, they are stunning serves. That is amazing. I think my favourite though is that one. There's a little giveaway of what's actually in there, but there's only 5 ml of it. Literally 5 ml of pineapple in that, and a couple of other things. Oh, they're so good. Right. So that's been Veritas. As I say, it's quite expensive, but I think it's flipping well worth it. I've just done half a bottle. I think it's flipping well worth it. A cracking white rum. It would take its next level white rum for anything we've got here. Don't get me wrong, I still love Plantation 3 Stars. You know, nothing would replace that. I love the Flor de Carnia, nothing would replace that. But if you're having a night on the daiquiris, I tell you, you won't go too far wrong with that. Right, so part 2 of the show. This is where we're featuring kind of like the flavour, the spiced rum. It might get flipped up from week to week because coming up in a few weeks' time, well, coming up in the next show is slightly different, to be fair, but coming up in a few weeks' time, we're just going all out kind of flavoured rum, one brand. So, but this, I've been looking forward to tasting this. As I say, if you watched last week's show, there was a little diddy bottle which I've put over there, actually, stupidly, that came with the Stratford sodas. I didn't try it then because I wanted to try it live with you guys. I've never had this before. I flipping well loves me honey. It's one of my favourite syrups, and I go through so much of that honey syrup in cocktails. So I'm hoping that this is going to live up to my expectations. There's not really too much that I can tell you about this to go in depth about it. It's one of those kind of you know, because it's a flavoured rum spot, we don't go into all the characteristics of the distillery, of the aging process, of what still it's kind of been used. I can share a few things with you. This is an English rum. It's distilled in the UK. I have been reliably informed it is with imported molasses though, and not sugar beet. I'm hoping, well, until I go properly in depth, I don't know if any rums have been made with sugar beet, and that's a separate issue. I'm going to actually cover that at the top of the next show because it's kind of an interesting point we're going to do there. But this is actually made, and the reason why I touch on that, this is actually made by the English Spirit Distillery, actually not a million miles away from me here. They've now got 2 bases. They used to be in Cambridgeshire, Dullingham and Cambridgeshire. They have moved, I think it's Yeldham. I'm not sure actually when. No, it can't be. I don't know where they've moved to now, but anyway, it's kind of what English Spirit Distillery do is to kind of contract distill for other people. So if you've got an idea, they will contract distill for you. So that's kind of what Dr. John, that's kind of what he does there. So they have got a base here and a base down in Cornwall. I'm not sure where this one is made, whether it's up here near me or whether it's down in Cornwall. I don't know, but all I know is it's definitely 100% English. It's molasses based, imported molasses. And the reason why I kind of emphasise that is because I know when Dr. John started on his old salt rum, I'm pretty sure, 99% sure, he was proud to be using sugar beet, which we know legally can't be called a rum. I don't know whether that's still the case. I don't know whether he swapped his thing. I don't know. I genuinely don't know now. That's why I did have this clarified that it was molasses though. So it's kind of molasses. As I say, English Spirit Distillery. I need to kind of dive down it, but I mean, there is nothing wrong with. It's an argument that I kind of will get a touch on in a future show, as I say. But just to be open and honest with you, if we have got an abundance of sugar beet in the UK, but legally speaking, rum cannot be made from sugar beet. It has to come from sugar cane or a sugar cane byproduct. Now you could argue, you will argue, and I will argue that sugar cane produces sugar the same way sugar beet produces sugar. So again, we come from that, but legally speaking, it has to come from sugarcane. That's why I touch on that, not sugar beet. So, but this is molasses based, which is a byproduct of sugarcane. As I say, molasses you can get from sugar beet. Obviously you can, but I have, as I say, it's a rabbit hole that we kind of need to go down at some point, but we don't need to go down. Anyway, let's detract him from this. Let's crack this. This is Honeybell. And as I say, I've been so looking forward to trying this. Also, I can really tell you about the rum. Molasses based, distilled in the UK. The rum is distilled, and then we've got English blossom honey, orange and vanilla pods. added to this. So that's really as far as we go with that. There's nothing else that I can really tell you. I can't go into in depth about what honey or, you know, anything like that. It's just English blossom honey, orange and vanilla pods added to the molasses-based rum. So let's go pour a nice healthy glug in there. And big shout out to Honeybell as well for sending this through. Thank you very much. So nose. Oh, what's that? Bit of mint on the bottom of my glass. Nose. Actually, spice. Vanilla. That's what that is actually, not spice. Vanilla. The honey is not as pronounced as what I was thinking. A little bit of honey there, but actually more vanilla comes through than anything for me. My first ever take. The little bottle is over there, unopened, uncracked. I haven't tried it. I don't know. The tasting notes, though, emergent notes of cacao, so chocolate, and Assam tea. I know English breakfast tea. Also, I'm getting vanilla. Orange, no. I'm getting vanilla, but tiny. It's the vanilla that overpowers the honey, if anything, in there for me. Right, let's get on. Oh, I'm so looking forward to this. I don't know. See, I don't know how sweet this is going to be. Sorry, it's a 40%er, so it's not honey liqueur. I don't think it's going to be that like a proper honey liqueur sweetness. So I just wanted to get that in there. It's going to be rum with a hint of honey. That's kind of what I'm hoping for. Right, here we go. Oh, hello. Chocolate, wow. That's so the ingredients in there is molasses rum, honey, orange and vanilla. But the tasting notes are chocolate. There's a bit of, this is not, perhaps it's my palate, I don't know. I wouldn't say it's an out and out honey forward rum. It is as soon as I drink it. The first thing I get, I tell you what I get, is crunchy. That's kind of what I get. That's what it kind of reminds me of. I get a crunchy, I get the kind of chocolate with a little bit of the honey flavouring coming onto, and sort of honeycomb in that sort of sense. That's really interesting, actually. I don't know about the tea. I'm not a tea connoisseur. I don't actually drink that much tea, to be fair. I'll have a bit of English breakfast from time to time. I'm more of a coffee person now, but I don't go into the fancy teas. So I don't really get Assam tea because I've got nothing really to compare that to. That, for me, is kind of like a liquid crunchy. That is the best way I can describe that. Not that, it's sweet, obviously, but not that sweet. It's got a nice alcohol kick with it. The kind of alcohol is masked by, obviously, the flavours, the sweetness of it. But it's the 40% of it still punches through. I'm glad that's sort of 40% and not kind of like 35% or 30% or something like that. I'm glad it's 40 because I think it does need that. That's really interesting. It is just like liquid crunchy. I don't know how they've got the chocolate. If there's no chocolate gone into that, and just to read you the side of the bottle is no different to really what I've got there. Created and distilled in Britain, our handcraft spiced rum is made with care and conscience in small batches. Honeybell combines the flavour of English blossom honey with a unique copper distillation process, creating a wonderfully smooth, unmistakably premium rum. Infused with sustainable. That makes sense. Infused with sustainably sourced sweet honey, vanilla and orange, with emergent notes of cacao and Assam tea for a perfectly balanced yet uniquely complex taste. That's not really clear of whether they actually use cacao in the rum, with emergent notes of. There has to be cacao somehow in that rum. There has to be, because that is just a liquid crunchy. It's flipping tasty. And I can't wait to crack on now with what I'm going to do because the very first mixer for this, I think, is going to be an absolute treat. So we're obviously doing the mixer challenge. I have got a cocktail, but it's going exclusively for the members. As I say, I didn't have any cocktails prepped for this really because I didn't kind of know what the rum was going to be like. So, you could sip that neat. That's really nice. In fact, I didn't even put an ice cube in there. I might chill that down just to kind of see what we're going with. Right. So, honey. I tell you what, Mummy Barman's going to love this one. She's going to be all over this. Right, I need the daiquiri as well, don't I? I need another one. I'll get a daiquiri in a sec. Right. So first up, actually, we can do a daiquiri on here on the fly. Let's just. So in the interest of science, let's just before the ice cube melts, let's just make sure we've got that. So we've got 20 ml of rum. So 2 1/2. So I'll do 10 ml of lime juice. There we go, and 5 ml of sugar syrup. So 2 1/2 for a daiquiri. All right. So just kind of make that. There we go. Right, and that could be diluting away the ice. Might stick another ice cube in there just to kind of give it that little bit of dilution. Where's my little bar spoon? I've lost my bar spoon. There it is. Just give that a little. There we go. That'll mimic the shaking. Right. And we'll have a little bit of a daiquiri going on in a minute. So we'll sit that to one side. So, Honeybell, honey and cola. Oh, this is the one I'm looking forward to. Honey and ginger. What am I thinking? Honey and ginger. Oh, hello. I don't know why. My head went straight to honey and coke. That is a very, very good rum and coke. I could get used to that. I wouldn't even add a wedge of lime or anything to that. I think maybe an orange. I'm not going to do it because I've done that once before and kind of spoiled the drink. I would quite happily finish that. Oh, that is very, very good. Completely different. I don't think I've had a honey rum before, a honey spiced rum. I can't think of one off the top of my head. Certainly nothing in my collection that I'm looking at. Got plenty of ginger stuff. I've got the honey tequila, which is obviously sweeter. Honey Jack Daniels. Nothing like that. That's kind of, I say, it's just like liquid crunchy, and that's what kind of comes through. That is, I'm going to call that liquid crunchy. That's what it is for me. So we've got the Coke. Ginger. Of course, honey and ginger has got to work, isn't it? Of course it has. Right, so ginger ale. First up. My palate changed over a week. Well, that's better. Weirdly, I prefer the Coke. I prefer the Coke so far. Spiced orange ginger ale. There we go. Let's leave that there. So number 3, the spiced, so liquid crunchy with spiced orange ginger ale. That is very good. That's nice. I wouldn't say, I'm going to exaggerate. I was going to say 100 times better than the ginger ale. I wouldn't say 100 times better than ginger ale. Probably 99 times better than ginger ale. Infinitely better than the plain ginger ale. The spiced orange ginger ale in that is amazing. But I still prefer the Coke. I flipping love that with the Coke. And that's what I got all excited about before. I hadn't even contemplated honey and ginger. I completely missed that bit. I just, when I opened it, I was just like, oh, honey and Coke, can't wait to try that. Interesting. So ginger, spiced orange ginger ale, definitely second place so far. Ginger beer. Let's leave that there for you. As I say, it's my kind of less sugar, less fizzy ginger beer. My last can. I might just buy some more of that, to be fair. Oh, see, the gas. I really can't handle the gas. Just crack on, Barman. Crack on. Oh. Oh my God, that's good. Oh, now I'm torn. Oh no, I think I'm. Oh, I don't know. Oh, that's so close. I'm still going cola because for me that still gives me that liquid crunchy kind of combination. I still get the chocolate coming through there. I kind of lose the chocolate a little bit on the ginger, but I get the honey. The chocolate's a little bit there. Oh, that is cola for me first. Ginger beer second. Spiced orange ginger ale third. Ginger. I wouldn't even put ginger ale fourth. I just wouldn't have it with ginger ale. I wouldn't do that. I'm just thinking what other mixes I've got. I'm going back to what I normally do. I've got the guava soda coming up in a bit. Coming right up in it, actually. So it'd be kind of, I don't know, all quite, yeah, guava. Stay tuned for that. Right, Daiquiri. Oh, the chocolate. How? Right, I need to get that clarified. I might, when I'm in the live chat, I'll have this clarified by the time I'm in the live chat watching it with you. I need to find out whether there's chocolate in that or whether somehow those flavours just make chocolate. If there's no chocolate in that, I'm going to be amazed because that, all I really taste on that is like a chocolate and honey daiquiri. That is so, so good. That has to... It's the way it's written, it's the way it's worded. Infused with sustainably sourced sweet honey, vanilla and orange with emergent notes of cacao and Assam tea. There has to be chocolate in it, it has to be. And I wouldn't flipping call them emergent notes. I would say the honey and chocolate, they're the two things I get off that. Ignore the vanilla on the nose. Vanilla, vanilla probably goes into with the honey a little bit. Orange, yeah, probably there somewhere in the palate. Chocolate, it's honey and chocolate. It's liquid crunchy. And that's what it is. It's flipping well liquid crunchy. So I just filmed the cutaway segment for you members, you legends. This is your exclusive cocktail. As I say, it's exclusive for the members, so I'm not going to give the game away. All I would say is this really does bring out, even though there's other flavours there, it really does bring out the chocolate. There has to be chocolate in there. I will get that kind of confirmed for you, but I have to give a round of applause. I really, really do like that. That is something completely different to what I've tasted in the rum world. Flavoured rum, spiced rum, whatever category you want to call it that. That is, for me, that is going to be forever known as liquid crunchy. It has got an element of sweetness to it. I'm not going to say it's an out and out sickly sweet. I'm thinking of other rums just at the top of my face. And I don't mean this in a bad way, but rum java, I would say that's a little bit sweeter. Bombo, sorry, is a little bit sweeter. Even bamboo. So there's B-O-M-B-O, bombo, and then there's B-U-M-B-U, bamboo. I would say they were naturally sweeter. I wouldn't even put this as sweet as DMF, Dead Man's Fingers. So that's kind of where I'm sitting here. I'm sitting it below those. Obviously it has got a bit of sweetness to it, but not much. Sorry, the gas is really, I can't handle the gas. I really, really like that. Liquid crunchy, that's what I'm going to say. I really, really like that. That is liquid crunchy. Very well played. Something completely different. I haven't looked at the prices because they've sent that through. But Honeybell guys, thank you. Awesome. Love that. And don't fear if you're thinking, why has he not done cocktails with that? Because what's coming up in this filming session as well is the Stratford sodas. I've kind of had to flip it about this week. So the Stratford sodas, I'm filming after today's filming session of these two rum shows. And that's going to be, and Honeybell's going to feature in them. So the short videos that I do on Saturdays, that's going to feature in some of those serves with the Stratford sodas. So don't, you're not missing out by not getting cocktails from that. You will be. You're just going to get the simple serves from there. So, Honeybell Spiced Rum, big fan. Let's move on to the mixer of the week, Rubicon Guava. Now, As you'll have already seen, I've already done, because I've just said it, I had the Stratford sodas to taste on screen last week, and I didn't want to do the simple mixes without tasting them first, and I kind of wanted to taste them, let them sort of sit in my head, and then plan what sort of drinks I could do. So what I did was actually filmed Rubicon Guava as the simple mixes, highball mixes last week. So, but I haven't done it as an out and out just rum and mixer. So that's this week's mixer of the week. I'm going to taste it with Honeybell. I'm going to taste it with Veritas, and I might just taste it with a straight up, probably 2 other rums as well. I might go a plain sort of spiced rum and a plain sort of normal rum. I don't know, normal, but there we go. Rubicon Guava, I don't need to tell you too much about it. Most supermarkets, I get stuff off, don't see that all the time. Just move down to my neck of the woods, because of who I am, Steve the Barman. You know, all my Tesco's, they and Sainsbury's and Asda, they all stock Rubicon. The cans, the mango, the passion fruit, the lychee, the guava. You get the litre cartons if you don't want the fizzy stuff of guava, of passion fruit. That we get the deluxe down here because they know that I love my Rubicon down here, so they all keep me happy. I'm really, really sorry if you can't get it in your supermarkets near you, but as far as I'm aware, most big Tesco's and Sainsbury's carry. And I mean big, not the metros or the whatever, the little ones. Most of them, is that the right way around here? Most of them carry this. I have absolutely no issues. I can even get the watermelon and the pomegranate in mine. I've got 5 flavours. I think they've stopped doing the guanabana, the six flavour, but I get all 5 in mine. Even my cash and carry, does them. Booker does them in the 24 packs of passion fruit, of mango, of guava, of even the little cartons as well. I can get them all. So whether it's just Cambridge, whether we've got whether we're a massive fan base of Rubicon, I don't know. But Rubicon Guava is awesome. Guava sodas. It does feature a little bit on my Sunday night live shows in there. In fact, actually coming up tomorrow night. By the time you'll have already seen it because it's already been out. There's a cocktail, an agricole cocktail featuring this. So let's waffle. 55p, 60p a can. It's cheap as chips. Quite sweet, but punches of flavour. And I'm going to be featuring the passion fruit and the mango and the lychee and probably the watermelon and maybe the pomegranate at some point as well. Just not week after week. So let's just do this. Guava is just a fun fruit. It's a little bit different from passion fruit and mango. I've washed up all my glasses in between it. I'm just thinking I only needed 2, but obviously I need quite a few out for this, don't I? Let's see how far we get. Let's just get them all out. Let's get them all and see how far we go for this. So, do we need all that many? I don't know. Right, let's just do the first 2 first. So Honeybell and Veritas. So Honeybell, that's this week. The 2 stars of the show this week. Veritas and Honeybell. Rubicon Guava. There and there. Oh, there we go. Bit of ice, because I do like ice in my mixers, don't I? No, I don't need that many glasses. Of course I don't need that many glasses. What am I thinking? What am I thinking? I only need 2 of those. What a muppet. So I'm thinking I've got the Stratford sodas and I'm doing like 8 different tests. So first up, Honeybell. That is nice. That is something really quirky and different. This is what it's all about, showcasing how all these different mixes just work with rum. That is something completely and utterly different. Would I add a wedge of... I don't think I would add a wedge of lime to that. I'd just have that as it is. Honeybell, ice, guava. That really works. That's nice. Right. Now... Interestingly, one of the simple serves that I had out last week was a riff on the a guava mojito using 3 stars. I didn't even contemplate in my head that this was going to be rocking out with the Veritas. So this should work an absolute treat, because actually the favourite one out of all 4 of those that I did last week was that mojito with that. That was stunning. Right. Yeah, that is good. Very, very different to that, obviously. But the rum and guava, they're just kind of those tropical kind of vibes that go together. Oh, that is so good. That is so good. Do you know what? That is really good. I want to know in the comments. Let's get these comments rocking. Have you ever had like rum and guava, or do you use? No, I'm not talking cocktails, because I know they get used quite a bit in cocktails. But have you used like guava as a mixer? Maybe like a 2-3 ingredient cocktail with guava. I'm talking rum based. I don't want to know about your lychee stuff and your gin and all that malarkey. No, not interested. Whiskey, vodka, no. Tequila, no. Rum, guava. Have you kind of used that in any sort of simple serves? I'm really interested. That, as much as I love the Honeybell, that is my favourite. Just rum and guava. They're two flavours that really work well together. And stupidly, I haven't even gone down that rabbit hole until I started doing like the Tiki sort of Sunday night live shows. I'd never really done rum and guava together. And it was the Smuggler's Cove that kind of, can you see that? Yeah, you can see that. The Smuggler's Cove that kind of brought it to light. Guava soda with rum. I was like, oh yeah, you know. I've always had it, but I've never really put it with rum. Never, well, just had it for cocktails really, like 5, 6, 7 ingredient cocktails. That is good. Right. I'll tell you what I'm going to do, because just for giggles, Sly Dog, let's do that. I might have given the game away with where my eyes went then for a second. I'm not sure you get my eyes on that. So a bit of Sly Dog. Have got any ice there? So Sly Dog and guava. I need to save a bit of that for tomorrow night. That's the only can I got. So I only need 30ml tomorrow night. Right, Sly Dog and guava. That works as well. My favourite is still the sort of Veritas, but that's good. If you're a pub or your bar, stick that. I'm really interested. Do you know what? Right, you Scott, you two of you, Jonathan and Scott, you are my guinea pigs, right? My Legends members. Scott, I haven't heard from you for ages. Hope you're well. My 2 guinea pigs. I want you, next opportunity, next weekend, right? I'd want you to do a simple highball for me of rum and guava. Call it whatever, maybe garnish it up with, I don't know, like orange looks quite good on that, I guess. Orange would go well with that one, simple white rum. I want you to garnish simple, and I want you to sell it, and I want to see how many you sell. I'm really, really curious, because that is a simple mixer. That is interesting. Right. What should we go? I've got white rum, I've got that. Let's go. I've done a spiced rum. I want to go normal aged-ish rum. Let's go Pusses. Let's go Pusses for my old guava. There we go. So kind of like a decent aged, pretty standard sort of golden aged darker rum. See how that kind of mixes in. The nose is different. Oh, that's good as well. Oh, hello. Do you know what? I think my head is going to the plain rums, actually. And I don't mean that as a plain rum, but actually not non-spiced or flavoured. Oh, that's really... Oh, I'm not sure which... That's really good. I think the Pusses might be my favourite now. Oh, I don't know. The Veritas gives a cleaner, which makes me think like... Well, I tried it as mojito. Basically, added mint leaves and a bit of lime to it. That's really good. Now, the one where my eyes went, I thought, do you know what's going to work? Let's give Aluna some love. So these guys are going to be featuring on a show in a couple of weeks' time. Hopefully you can kind of see the rest of the Aluna collection down there. There we go. Let's put that over there so it's not off camera. So the rest of the Aluna there, so they're all coconut based stuff. I won't give the game away. You can wait a few weeks. So we've got Aluna coconut rum. Let's pop that there. Coconut and guava? Has to, doesn't it? Has to, surely. Has to. If that don't work, I'll eat a lime wedge if that don't work. The nose, the smell. Hey, hey, that's a lot of fun. Oh, right. Oh, right, here we go. Here we go. The guava, how this works, right. For me, the guava, as nice as it is with a spiced rum, and I'm putting Honeybell in that spiced rum category, as nice as it is with spiced, with Sly Dog, with the Honeybell, they fall short against the plain rums. And I don't mean that in disrespect, but the kind of rums, proper rums, rum, just rum. I love the Veritas. I love the Pusses. I could have gone down so many rabbit holes with the Bacardis, the Havanas, the Eldorados, the Plantation range, this pineapple plantation, Stiggins Fancy. I could have gone down so many rabbit holes with that. It really does shine through with them. I love them. It equally works well with coconut. Coconut and guava. I can't. They're very, very different serves. I can't split them as which is my favourite. They're better than the spiced rums. Definitely better than the spiced rums. First and first. Fourth and fifth. I don't know which way round that is, but I have to go equal for them. I can't split them. They're very different drinks, but equally bring as much to the table. So that's been the guava. I hope you enjoyed last week's simple serves. I am filming this week. I am filming the Stratford sodas as simple serves, but they will go out over a few weeks because there's obviously 4 flavours and a lot of inspiration there. But yeah, thank you very much to Veritas have given me nothing, but on Foursquare they never will. But I had to feature it. I wanted to feature it. So yeah, Veritas is awesome. Thank you very, very much to Honeybell and English Spirit Distillery. I know 2 separate companies. English Spirit Distillery, contract distill for Honeybell as the company. Honeybell, you've got a corker there. Liquid Crunchy. Liquid, seriously, have a look how Crunchy is trademarked and just put, I don't know, somehow liquid something or other. Like if we could get away with, if Vats and Brads could get rid of what's the word? I can't even talk now. Could get away with Jaffa Cake. What's it? Is it Jaffa Cake? Yeah, Jaffa Cake rum. If Atom could get away with that, because it's Jaffa Cakes that's trademarked. Jaffa Cake. If they could get away with that, surely you've got to have a play on Liquid Crunchy there somewhere. You put Liquid Crunchy on that just flies out the flipping door. Even though I'm a honey monster, I love Sugar Puffs. No, because they've not got the chocolate, have they? Anyway, I've really enjoyed today's show. Thank you so much. Let me know feedback in the comments, not in the live comments if you're watching this on the premiere, in the proper comments, because I will see them easily. And then hopefully I'll see you next week. Don't forget my live shows, Tiki Cocktails on Sundays. Don't forget the recipe of the week, cocktail recipe of the week drops Tuesdays, and my simple spirit and mixers. I'll tell you what, here's some feedback. We're coming up for the hour. Here's some feedback for that I'd love to know. I'm trying to hit the simple mixes as shorts, and shorts live on the short shelf on YouTube. Think Reels and think TikToks, Reels on Insta, TikToks, you know, that vertical format. In my head, I'm in 2 minds of whether to actually just ignore the shorts and just film them that way, as opposed to film them that way. They could go viral, and the whole point of me doing them was filming them that way so they could go viral a lot quicker and easier than what some of these videos do. But is this channel about going viral? I was doing it. Basically, I want to bring in more people. I want to bring in the rum audience. And that would be a quicker way to do it if they took off. So I don't know whether to film them that way or that way. Let me know. They're just simple recipes. You know, you can watch them on your phones. Most views happen on mobile. The quality view happens on TV, on desktop and game, Xbox and all that. I don't know. But that's been this week's show. Coming up next week, we have got, have I got them here? Oh, I can't get them. Where are they? Oh, they're down here. They're down here. Coming up next week, and you're going to want to tune in for this because we've got a whole blurb about this. Mad City is at the top of the show, followed by Audax. It's probably Auda or something. I'm just going to call it Audax. That is coming up next week. And Gunner Raspberry. I'll see you next Thursday.